You guys know you Casey Neistat? I kind of fucked him, and then I remember I used to watch his vlogs, and he really inspired me when I was a YouTuber, not a Rumbler. He made this video endorsing Hillary Clinton. Bomboka! Back in 2016, saying he voted for Hillary Clinton.
Wrong.
And then I'm like, this guy's brainwashed. He's bought and sold. I remember 2016 really exposed a lot of content creators. That's when Ethan Decline started declining. That's when Casey started going down the rabbit hole. And he made this video about Ye. I want to see his take. He said, Kanye, you broke my heart. Disrespectful. His name is Ye. His name is Ye.
I miss the old Kanye, the straight from the go Kanye, the chop up the soul Kanye, the set on his goals Kanye. I hate this new Kanye, the bad mood Kanye, the always rude Kanye, the spaz in the news Kanye, the racist anti-Semite Kanye.
You a bot. This might be divided. It's more divided, I think, than Andrew Tate is on Rumble. WL on Ye. Racist, anti-Semite, all these words, blah, blah, blah. How, bro, it's just so funny to me that we get to the point where white people are calling black people and minorities racist and hurting minorities. Cringe intro.
I hate that I have to make this video. I don't want to make this.
So don't make it, fucking bot.
Video. I want to make a.
You don't have to make any video. You don't have to do anything. Nobody asked you. You're not a politician. This is a platform where you could do what you want. You could have fun. You don't have to do anything. What the hell are you talking about? What are you, 43 with kids?
Another fun, goofy little video about how much I love New York City.
So do it and leave Ye alone, bro.
But I open up Twitter and every other tweet is about Adidas dropping Kanye. I open up Instagram and every post is someone saying,
So you got programmed by what big tech is pushing.
I stand with my Jewish friends. So when I'm on my run this morning, my dark, cold, rainy run, my time, it's a time of the day when I'm thinking, I'm incubating ideas. It's when I come up with all of my thoughts that I then try to form and patty into videos. I have this block. And I have this block because all I can think about
YouTube. See, Rumble doesn't have that problem.
Is the hatred that this guy is spewing, the damage that it's causing. I fixate on the
No, it's not. I looked up DEFCON 3. It actually means the defense mode.
Fact that here we are in 2022.
It's current year. It's current year. And you're still having opinions that I don't like?
And
in current year? Bro, he was saying that shit back in 2016 when Trump was running, bro. Man, I ain't gonna lie. Like, you make good videos, Casey, but...
Wrong.
You a bot.
By all quantifiable metrics, anti-Semitism, that is, the hostility towards all Jewish people, is on the rise. And Kanye West, one of the biggest stars on the planet, is doing his part to fan the flames of hatred towards an entire group of people. Okay, look, this is me. This is me here on, this is me on my wedding day. This is my nice Jewish bride. This is me. And this little pink funny little hat right here, that is called a kippah. Here is a picture of my younger brother, U.S. Air Force Captain Dean Neistat, now retired. This
Van Neistat makes good videos. I think that Van would disagree with this.
This is him flying his jet. This is Dean here, judging by his Kevlar and the fact that he has a...
Don't say El Jew, Chad. Don't say El Jew. I respect all religions, and you can't keep pushing that because we're not anti-Semites. We're not. The model of Jewish power is something that a lot of other races can emulate. And we need to acknowledge that they have a level of nepotism that most people don't have, and they control most of the media, most of the entertainment industry, Hollywood, the sports industry, the banks. At the end of the line, music industry, there's a Jew taking 10%. And it's because they all work together, and they have a monopoly over everything that we consume. It's not that that's bad. It's not that we hate Jews. We just need to acknowledge who controls most of this. So don't say El Jew because you're gonna make me look bad. You're gonna, bro. And you don't want to go down that pipeline. It's just a a model of power that we need to emulate.
Has a gun. This is probably in Afghanistan. This is another picture of Dean. Again, he's armed here, so he's probably somewhere downrange. And then here's a picture of Dean, my little brother. He's in Kabul right there. Welcome to Kabul. Now, why does a Jewish guy like me wear a kippah at my wedding? Why does a Jewish guy like my little brother wear one even when he's at war? The truth is, I don't know. I had actually looked that up on Wikipedia. It has something to do with like honoring God by having something between you and God. I don't know. The reason why I don't know, I'm not religious.
So why'd you wear a kippah at your wedding?
I only went to shul. Shul is what you call Jewish church. I only went to shul when I was a kid, like once a year with my nana because I wanted to skip school and it was a great excuse. But none of that makes me any less Jewish. And that's because Judaism is an ethno-religion. And what that means is for most Jewish people, you're born Jewish. And you don't get to choose whether you're Jewish any more than a black person chooses whether they're black. And while my feelings about religion are undefined, I'm immensely proud of my Jewish background and heritage. So for Ye to spew that kind of hatred, it doesn't matter if it's anti-Semitism or old-fashioned racism, like the time he said slavery was
a choice.
Was a choice.
Can we talk about that? Was that racism, or at a certain point, if you're enslaved for that long, it becomes a choice? And it's outlined in Django Unchained. There's certain people who just enjoyed that power. If you're enslaved for so long, it's like, what do you call the, I forgot the word for it, but you get the Stockholm Syndrome, and it becomes a choice. You get used to it. The First Nations to really fight back against it and to decide to go overthrow and kill their slave masters, because we're going to be honest, the slaves had a lot of opportunities to kill their masters, but you get used to it. It becomes routine. The Haitians, shout out to my Zos, said, fuck that. Burn them alive.
Or when he said Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves, he said those things. He said those things with a camera in his face. Or whatever other, like...
Why are you breathing like a lizard? You see that?
White supremacist...
People more time.
He said those things with a camera in his face. Or whatever other, like, white supremacist garbage he was going on and on about.
White guy saying white supremacist garbage about a black man.
In these interviews that are now going viral all over the internet, it's all the same. It's all hate speech. And what that kind of hate speech does, when communicated by someone of his stature, with his bully...
Love speech. Let's say it, love speech in the chat. Kanye is going to unify people. And bots like this in 10 years, we will thank Ye for what he's done. Love speech. We're trying to bring people together. We don't want to divide people. We are trying to break down the boundaries that separate us by being realistic.
Pulpit. It tells other people of compromised integrity, not people like you or me, people who are harboring prejudiceness of their own. It gives them permission to also get out there and spread hate. That's why it's called the dog whistle, is because to good people, people like us, I hear ignorance, I hear stupidity.
People like us.
I hear hate by a guy who has mental health issues. But to others, those dangerous, hateful people in the margins, what they hear is something very different. To them, it's permission to get out there and throw a banner over the 405 freeway in Los
They get one picture and then every single lib will talk about
Angeles that says Kanye is right, while they stand on the bridge next to it, giving the Hail Hitler salute to everyone driving by. That literally happened yesterday in LA. Now, let me tell you why this hurts so much, why this hurts me so much. Kanye was great. Kanye was great. Now, I don't know Kanye. I don't know him currently or ever. But I did meet the guy on a couple of occasions. So
funny that he's saying that.
2002, maybe 2003.
That I miss the old Kanye. That shit came out 6 years ago. People have been saying that. Anybody who's futuristic, anybody who's visionary, they will constantly say they miss the old thing. You have to do the same shit forever, or else you'll have people saying they miss the old shit. You've seen it with me. Everybody's saying they miss the old Sneako, they miss the old videos, they miss the old shit. When I did the 1 Minute Podcast, they missed the vlogs. When I started streaming, they missed the 1 Minute Podcast. when I started vlogging him as the Call of Duty videos. You have to stay exactly the same, just like Casey. This guy's been making the same videos for 7 years straight. He left to go try to change, and he couldn't change. He couldn't adapt. He couldn't do anything different, so he's back in the same exact office that he was in 7 years ago. And nobody says they miss the old Casey because he hasn't adapted at all. He's making the exact same videos. Fuck that. Don't get complacent. Always adapt. Always grow. Always try to push to the future, unlike him.
3, way back when. This is before his first album, College Dropout, came out, and I want to say this was before Jesus Walks, which I think was his first single. This is before that came out. This girl I knew invited me to go to the Hammerstein Ballroom here in New York City. She had these backstage passes because she was working with like one of the artists performing or something. So we go, and like, okay, early 2000s. Hip hop then, rap then was still pretty hardcore. It was like gangster stuff. If you were a rapper, you were tough. And I'm like this.
And here Kanye comes with the pink polos, and I thought he was different. Ready?
White kid backstage, and then in walks this like mild-mannered guy. And I remember, it was Kanye. I remember he had on a polo shirt, and it was like a pastel green or a pink or something.
Halfway. Got him!
And he had on a backpack. Like, I remember that. And we hung around backstage. He was cool. We didn't have much, whatever.
You know why he liked it back then? Because he was timid with the pink polo and the backpack, and white people could be like, whoa, he's not a gangster. He looks like a guy in a frat.
He's cool. And then the whole group of us, like Kanye and his entourage, which I was sort of a part of for weird circumstantial reasons, we all walked to the stage. Kanye led us out of that room, and he was the first to open the door. This I remember. First to open the door, and he stood there holding the door open for all of us to walk past. And like I was like the last, or one of the last people to walk by him. And I remember being like, "Thanks, dude," and like walked by the guy. Okay, we go on stage. I go on stage. Kanye starts performing. He's doing his thing. All of his like, the girls, the guys, the people around him, they're all like getting into it. They're all in the rhythm. Kanye's there, and he's just like, you know, Kanye's doing Kanye, and he's up there just like letting the audience have it.
Kanye's doing Kanye.
I'm the only white guy on that stage. And I don't know how to dance. I don't know how to dance ever. And I'm like, I just remember like, I'm on the stage and the audience can definitely see me. They can positively, and like, I'm just trying to like find the rhythm and dance, and like this is kind of how I dance. I don't really know how to dance. And I remember it was like really embarrassing and weird, but I was psyched to be on the stage with this guy because he just seemed so cool and so confident. It was embarrassing and amazing all at once. That was the first time I met Kanye. I still don't know how to dance, by the way. Okay, a decade later, by now Kanye has become Kanye. And I'm at like this dinner party. It was for this artist friend of mine. Tom had like an after party for his art show. Kanye was there. So I go over to him and I'm like, yo, Kanye, let me tell you a story. And I tell him the story I just told you. And he's like, oh, I remember that. And there's no fucking way he remembers that. But he was kind and he said, I remember that. And I'm like, Kanye, what are you up to now? Hey, good to see you. What are you up to? And he's like, oh, I'm on tour with my group. You should come see us. His group, by the way, was him and Jay-Z on the Watch the Throne tour. And he did, like, he followed through. He, like, sent me tickets. I went and saw him the next night. It was great. Anyway, I'm like, cool, you're on tour. What else are you up to? And he's like, well, I'm getting into fashion. I'm like, tell me more, tell me more. And he just starts going off about his ideas for fashion. And wants to start designing clothes, and he just keeps rattling off what he wants to do, and he's like getting really excited about it. He loses me completely. I have no idea what this guy's talking about, but the passion.
Skip chat, this guy sounds like every single blue check verified person on Twitter.
And he's just going, and like, I know the look I must have been giving him in that moment must have been like the look that Candace, my wife, gives me when I start telling her an idea for a video. It's like an idea that made perfect sense in his head, total sense in his head, in his brain. But to me, it was like utter nonsense. Look, I'll show you. I got a picture. Look, this was us. Look at how happy he is. You ever seen such a happy Kanye? He was psyched because I'm like, tell me about your fashion plans. We're homies.
Homies.
Then he did it. He did it all. All those ideas he told me he did. See, Kanye is one of those rare few where he was an artist first. Some musicians are just musicians. Some musicians are like businessmen. Others are performers. And it's like YouTubers. Like some YouTubers are cinematographers or photographers. Some YouTubers are influencers or personalities. Some
get banned.
Very few are artists. And Kanye was an artist. He made art, whether it was fashion or music. It was made without a consideration of what his peers were doing. He wasn't trying to fit in or follow some path.
And he still is doing the exact same thing, and you just don't see it.
Defined by others who had already found success in the same space. He defined his own path. Okay, that documentary on HBO called Genius, first episode. There's this scene in that documentary, and in that scene, Kanye West he has a contract then with Rockefeller Records, but they're not following through. They're kind of screwing him over. And he busts into Rockefeller Records offices.
What's the point? What's your point?
Goes in there. And his intention is to show whoever will hear him, he wants to play his
All Falls Down,
new single. So he's playing All Falls Down for this woman. Watch. Look at that. Not approved. He knows that. Now, I don't know what was going on. Obviously, I don't know what's going on in that room. I don't know what that woman was thinking. But what it looks like is she didn't know.
You see how he's made no point so far? He just explained Ye's career. He showed off his pictures. But he's made no point besides, you're anti-Semitic and racist. Okay, how? What? Why?
How to react. Here's this guy, he's got a new sound. Hip-hop then meant one thing, and this did not fall into that norm. So of course she didn't know how to react. His art was...
Yo, doesn't this kind of remind you of the devastating demise of Sneako? This documentary that we just watched about me?
Unprecedented.
The same attitude of bot who was into something and they just don't see how something can change or how you're looking into the future, and so instead they say, I miss the old shit.
But he knew. He knew it was good, and he didn't care if you didn't like it or not, because not liking it didn't make him wrong. It just showed that they couldn't see what he could see. And that is what made him time and time again, not just a musician, not just a designer, but an artist.
Everyone here is saying skip. This video has 2.3 million views, man.
That song, by the way, went on to be his first top 10 solo track, and it was nominated for a Grammy. He had the vision,
all right, get to the point.
Journey. That art is so rare. It's generational. It has the power to inspire an entire generation. It tells a generation that you can, if you believe you can. And look, Kanye didn't invent hate speech. He didn't invent anti-Semitism. It's been around long before him, and it will be around long after him. But why this breaks my heart is because as an artist or someone who has dreams of being an artist, I can't imagine accomplishing what he accomplished.
And throwing it all away to be a white supremacist.
Using nothing but your art and your own brilliance to become one of the most celebrated creative forces on the planet. And to do that at a time when the planet is more fractured than ever. And then to stand on this stage that's taller than most could ever dream of, and then use that platform to divide instead of unite, to promote hate instead of promote love, to just vomit negativity instead of sharing something positive. That I just don't get. That I'll never get.
Bro, if you're gonna sniffle and snort, and can you move the camera a little bit back?
Okay.
All right. 13 minutes to say that.
I will see you in a few days with a fun video. It will be positive, and it will be about something I love.
Hell. Yo, thank you for the 10.
Good evening and welcome to Tuck.
Thank John Boner in the house. I remember you wanted some extra info on you sent it on Discord. Cool. All right, chat. Give me 10 push-ups. I gotta take a piss real quick.
That's it. Your job?